Lance by Chance. The untold story of him wrestling as of on Earth. LanceByChance.com.
Fans, welcome back for Working Fans Wednesday, episode 21. I will be joined shortly by the man they call Dave and AJ Strangebrew. Tonight's Live 531 is going to be entrance themed. We will also be talking tomorrow night's Knockout TV, episode 14, as well as tonight's AEW, MLW, and NXT cards. Now, you can find us on our social medias. On Twitch, we are at Fans Working. Facebook, we are the Working Fans Podcast Facebook page. Our email is workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. Our youtube.com/c/workingfanswrestlingpodcast. Remember, we are at 372 subscribers. When we hit 400, we will be giving away a copy of Lance by Chance, written by Vinnie Barry and Lance Vaughn. Now, our website, workingfanswrestlingpod.com, our podcast schedule is, if we have a comedy episode or a special episode, that'll release on Tuesdays, while our wrestling show always releases on Thursdays. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, any major podcast provider. The important thing to remember, though, is wherever you listen to us, please like, rate, review, subscribe wherever you can.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar, told you that I'd go far. Baby, it's crystal clear. I'm not a souvenir. I'm not an accessory. I'm a necessity. So come and check me out now. I'm a necessity. So come and check me out now.
Now, we are brought to you by a variety of great sponsors. First up, 482 Designs, FOUR82designs@gmail.com. They can serve your screen printing needs. You've seen the shirts we sell, the stickers we sell. Email Kevin over there, and he'll get you set up right. JD Sloan has been on the show from WrestleTopia. That's WrestleTopia on Facebook and at WrestleTopia on Twitter. You know that we are a part of Renegade Wrestling. We are their commentators, and their Knockout TV shows every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on all their social medias. Go to their Pro Wrestling Tees store, the link below, and get a shirt. Support your boys. Let them know that we sent you there. And you saw the top of the show. We are sponsored by Lance by Chance. That's written by Vinnie Barry and Lance Vaughn. It's the story of how Kevin Vaughn became Lance Von Erich and then went on to become Lance Vaughn. I say it every week, and if you don't believe me, you are missing out on the story of a lifetime. It's interesting to hear how he got into wrestling, but it's even more interesting to hear his life after wrestling. You got to be sure to check that book out. Last but not least, you know we are brought to you by The Buzz. That's our podcast home, our podcast family, if you will. In addition to the show you are watching right now, here are some of the great audio-only shows we offer. Now, we are all itching to get to tonight's Live 531 on entrance themes. But before I bring the guys in, I'm going to play you a quick commercial of all the live shows that the Buzz offers and the times that you can find those. Once this is done, we'll bring the guys in and we'll get down to the fun stuff.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute is chosen. A path only fit for kings, and you don't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by your locksmith. On the block, throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look with the top dish. Tie game, through the pressure as the clock ticks.
Whoa.
Dave, I got to be honest, we kind of lied to the people tonight. I mean, we didn't lie to them, but AJ isn't here. You and me are here.
Uh-huh. Working Fans podcast. Two of us motherfuckers are working. One of us
I know.
Yet.
I actually took a driving shift tonight. That's why we're early.
Yeah.
And we're going to hold off entrance themes till next week. But first off, Josh DeBoard, Chuck Winchester have an interview with Just Incredible tonight.
That's not just the coolest. That's not just the best. That's just incredible, pal. I remember his old catchphrases. That's my boy.
I know. I will be watching that when I get in, but you guys definitely need to check into the Buzz tonight to watch that. I don't have the information in front of me. I think it's 7 p.m.
Yeah.
But we're kind of like on our heels here because we had to put together a show last minute. So we're going to hit each other with like 4 or 5 random topics.
I know. I mean, I don't think Randy's even here to see all this stuff.
No, Randy's here. He noticed we were early.
Oh, I messaged him. I wasn't sure. All right. Randy's in the house, baby. He knows.
7 p.m. tonight, both Josh and Chuck let me know. And we will be watching that. But
that's right.
Dave, I don't know. I know Josh doesn't watch the Indies.
But
you
I do.
kind of do. I told you about GCW Game Changer Wrestling had that Take Care show. Yes. I told you they did a great barbed wire match, but the main event of that night was Ricky Shane Page versus Joey Janela, title versus owner of Spring Break. And Ricky Shane Page took Spring Break from Joey Janela. How do you feel about that? I am excited, but I'm a GCW mark. I've been watching them since like the first spring. I was at the first Spring Break.
Joey Janela did a thing last night on AEW Dark. Him and Sonny Kiss lost a match. Name's escaping me, but basically the angle at the end was Joey's yelling at Sonny saying, "What are you doing?"
No, we can't say those words on here.
What?
I don't know. I assume they started with an F or an N, but tell me what they were.
Joey basically said that. He said that basically
AJ's sweating in his car right now. Like, Jesus, guys, I didn't clear this.
Basically, the storyline was Joey said, "I don't want to go back to bingo halls. I don't want to go back to delivering pizzas." So it's kind of funny, you know, you have Joey and Pop, but they're teasing Joey being nervous about getting cut and maybe being heel. In reality, Joey's actually, you know, doing other storylines to kind of take himself out of that whole predicament because obviously he's going to be.
And that's what I thought because he has popped up in GCW since he started with AEW.
Yeah.
But it's been like less and less. And it would only make sense at some point that you would kind of take yourself up out of the indies and put yourself like on TNT.
I wonder if it affects his push. Joey's kind of been a middle of the road, lower tier guy in AEW. Maybe if he's fully committed and shows that, maybe that's something they'll see him go a little further.
And I mean, to be fair, GCW has also passed off Matt Riddle's Bloodsport to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport now. Sure. So it's not out of the question for them to change names. Plus, the WrestleMania weekend show is going to be Ricky Shane Page versus Nick Gage for the GCW title.
That's good. I like Nick Gage. I've seen him live. Yeah, he's a killer.
And when Ricky Shane Page first got that GCW title, he had taken it from Nick Gage. So I told you over the weekend how excited I am for the collective shows. And if any of our fans out there want to throw us a little money to watch it, we could review all the shows. Rich Swann versus Too Cold Scorpio in the For the Culture show.
That money.
Randy, you got that farm money. Come on, bro.
Yeah, baby, come on.
So, Dave, what do you got
Sell
for your
some
first
magic
topic
beans.
today?
What are you doing here? Yeah, I want to actually. I got a bunch of stuff to talk about. I got, but I'll start off with an independent. I'll meet you with one. I'm gonna talk about SWE Fury.
Haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
I am behind the times.
That's all right. I'm just gonna throw some names at you here real quick. Tim Storm, Jazz, Teddy Long, Mark Henley, Selena De La Rente, Charlie Haas, Kevin Sullivan. All these people and more are on this show.
What about James Beard? You're going to leave out the man that told you about this promotion?
James Beard, I interviewed him. Awesome guest. He's the commissioner, the matchmaker. He's a former referee of World Class and more. Awesome guy. Yes, he's on the show as well. James would want me to put over the other talent. You're welcome, Scott. But now, listen, it's a great show. They got a lot of talent. Rodney Mack, no, never mind. But, there's a lot of good people on this show. And
dude that ducked this show?
He did. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is on that show.
He doesn't want to get money in his pocket. What kind of worker is that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, great show. They put over a lot of the new talent too, and it is a real old school storyline stuff. Like there was an angle they did the other day where I forget the wrestlers' names, but it was two of their younger guys that are working, and at the end of it, they cut an angle where the guy sprays bleach in the wrestler's eyes, and that's like the huge angle. And referees are running out because he's blinded and they don't know what to do. And I guess it's setting up some kind of bull rope match. So it is like a Texas wrestling organization. They got Miranda Gordy there, the daughter of Terry Gordy. And she got into it with Lacey Von Erich, so they play off that. They have, like I said, a lot of big-name wrestlers that come in and out of promotion. Kevin Sullivan does the commentary. It's a super show. I can't recommend it enough. It flies by on YouTube.
All right, before I get my second point in, Randy's got a question.
Oh, yeah.
If you were the booker and you could recreate any match that's been done, what would it be and why?
Interesting. Recreate.
This is tough because I don't know if I'd want to recreate a match, but I'd kind of want to create a new match with older guys.
Sure.
If I'm going to recreate anything, it's got to be Benoit Sullivan, just because the heart of that storyline hits no matter when you do it. Knowing what we know now, it's almost more fucked up. But to me, that is the blood feud angle that I would have to do.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, I don't know. I mean, I recreate anything. I guess.
Would you recreate your marriage?
Nah, we can't. We would recreate maybe. I just had a similar like with Savage and Steamboat. That angle when I was a kid, when Savage dropped the bell on Steamboat's neck, and Steamboat basically had to take like speech therapy lessons to talk again. And to me, that was as super intense as it gets. One of the few angles that actually scared AJ as a kid. As explained by our dad, it was Randy Oscar losing against AJ's wife.
We could set this up on the farm. We could do this as like a cinematic match.
Cinematic, right? We could make it work. You could do both. Oh God! What do you got,
right,
Joe?
so the second topic I got for you is Wrestle Roast. Have you listened yet?
No.
Oh, you are fucking up. It is Robert Karpolis. Sorry, me and Scott are big fans of it. Robert Karpolis, Mike Lawrence, Dan. He does a good Andre the Giant impression.
I actually know who you're talking about.
And Saint Germain. Yeah. And I actually just recently signed up for their Patreon where they roasted Teddy Hart. Yeah. And it is vicious. Listen to the free feed. But if you can sign up for the Patreon, you got to do it.
Okay.
Dave, you just got to listen to it, period. Next time we record, I'm going to play it for you.
My life is fucked up as it is now. You got to change things around.
All right, so what do you got for number 2?
All right, fans back in the arena. All right. It's been talked about. WrestleMania is obviously going to have some big crowds outdoors. UFC is going to do a full show with indoors with no restrictions, expecting 15,000 fans right next to each other.
Sounds like a good idea. WrestleMania makes me nervous. That UFC thing, I might watch it just to watch them cart out the bodies and not the fighters.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's interesting because people are ready to open up. They're itching now. So
I'm ready for fans. I mean, I say all that, but it's going to give us a much better show.
Right.
I wonder how WWE feels about it, where the Thunderdome has been such a convenient coverall.
Right.
But what's it going to be like when they have to do like a limited stadium?
It'd be interesting. Vince might like it. It might be Vince's new toys. Vince might act like this is the first time fans are back in the building in his lifetime. You know, who knows what old Vince is going to think. Vince
He's probably going to think it's his idea.
Yeah, so I think he's going to fans back in there. Yeah, we got to listen to these people. God damn it.
God damn, pal. We came up with this before anybody.
Yeah, did you hear?
How about them overseas? What are they doing right now? Nothing.
20 people chanting for sex. Bullshit. Am I the only one who sees this? Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's interesting.
Are we going to WrestleMania? No, we're going to stay alive, Randy.
Okay. I got bills to pay. I got stuff to do.
I mean, I'm more excited about WrestleMania weekend, but I feel like I would go to that again 2-3 years out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Beyond Wrestling is just getting events together in this area.
Here's a funny side note. They were supposed to release tickets already, and they held off. And Brian Alvarez has this theory that the reason why they held off, possibly, is because if it's not because they're going to have less fans, it might be because it's 2 days WrestleMania that we're selling to fans this year, and they didn't tell you what night, what any of the shows are on, like what matches on what show. And since you're doing
that's another bold move, trying to sell tickets to a show that you don't have anything on. Right, it's almost like they think WrestleMania is a big enough, like, kind of property that you'll go to it no matter what's on it.
That's what it's been in the past few years, though. But now with COVID, you're only going to get a big part of that fan base, too, that comes over is the European fan base. You're not going to get as much as that right now. So, yeah, you kind of have to go old school. You have to kind of lay your card out and tell people on what night you're getting what. So, you know, actually, it's kind of interesting. You might kind of get an idea who draws. You know what I mean? You might go, oh, people showed up more for this Drew McIntyre
Maybe telling
night,
you what's up. Tickets go on sale Friday, bruh.
Oh, thank you, Randy. You always got the big scoops. Breaking news.
Letting you know when you mess up, too. Now,
I said they were supposed to be released Monday. You know, they did held off. So that's fine.
All right, Dave, we're kind of deep into this episode, so I'm going to hit you with one more question.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to tonight and tomorrow night's card.
All right, I got one more. Go ahead.
All right, we're pretty much through the first quarter of 2021. Yeah. What has been your highlight so far and why?
Ooh, good question.
Why I ask him?
My highlight, I'll tell you what, seeing a couple old school guys that I'm fans of back in the spotlight. Edge winning the Royal Rumble and Christian showing up in AEW.
Oh, wow.
I'm a big ENC fan. So
I thought we were going to have the same answer there.
No.
But you messed up. No. To me, it was seeing those tag titles. It was seeing Tully in the ring. It was seeing JJ. Like, that made my year so far.
Okay. Randy pumped for you know what? NWA back. That's a great one too. You know?
I know that was almost going to be my third question. Is are you hyped for that pay-per-view? Given the amount of talent they've lost.
I'll speed through this real quick. If you tell me if anything you want to pop off with. These were the three things. You pick one you want to address. Paul Heyman has teased that somebody might be coming back, a former world champion, maybe Brock Lesnar. What does Brock mean to this business? MLW's been teasing Lucha Underground involvement. Maybe it's called Azteca Underground. What's going on there? And the other thing, AEW Dark Elevation. Was it really just AEW Dark? What do you think?
I'll give you MLW. I think they want to try and bring in Dario Cueto. Maybe you could do a spin-off show. either way, I'm happy with that.
Me too.
Dark Elevation was just another dark show.
It was.
I don't
liked it.
necessarily hate it, but
Yeah.
I'd like to hope there's some differentiation
Right.
as time goes on.
We agree. I'm not even going to debate that. We're 100%.
Danny
agree.
Limelight kicked off the show, former guest of the show. Happy to see him.
Yeah.
D3 on Dark. We've called his matches.
That's damn right we did. He was on Dynamite one week too. Damn right we called his matches. Hottest commentators in the business.
I know we're damn stars right now, but
That's right.
let's get to Knockout TV episode 14 tomorrow night. Ex-Convict versus Salazar. Nothing really to talk about there. It's a good match. Salazar is one of the biggest up-and-coming stars in this business. And if you're not familiar with him, you're messing
Check
up.
him out. You got to check out Salazar.
Now we've got Anthony Devlin versus Jason Taylor for the Armed Forces Championship, which turns into Nate Nasty versus Jason Taylor for the Armed Forces Championship. And then American Eagle versus Hannibal Wolf.
Check it
Not
out.
the biggest show we've put out, but huge stars and great in-ring action.
And you just want to check out the talent because there'll be more of these guys that are going to be coming up on episodes and get to know them.
And, I mean, we're the voice of the promotion, so why
Your
not check it out
boys are
there?
calling it. All right. Get that little tingling in your nutsack. That's us.
Now, Dave, what are you looking at for MLW tonight?
MLW. We got Mil Muertes versus Perro. All right.
That's going to be a hoss fight.
That's a super heavyweight fight. We got TJP versus the guy's name I always fuck up on. Bukado.
Buku Dao.
Bukado.
Yeah, that's been his kind of young boy since they've come back, and they've set up that division. And these are, I want to see if Buku Dao can live up to TJP's in-ring prowess.
We also got Los Parks versus Injustice, Myron Reed and Jordan Oliver. And open challenge, Leo Rush. He's got the MLW middleweight champion. He's got the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. He's defending both belts against anyone who answers.
That'll be interesting. We've also got the Azteca Underground expose with Alicia Atout, Von Erichs, Tom Lawler. MLW never lets down. If you're not watching this show, it's on YouTube. It's free.
Yeah.
Take our advice. You are missing out. Josh DeBoer, after your interview's done tonight, check this show out. We are not kidding. Now, NXT tonight, Dave, you had some breaking news, I believe.
That was breaking, but yeah, so who knows what we're going to see in NXT tonight. There's a COVID outbreak. What was scheduled to take place tonight is Imperium versus Ciampa and Thatcher.
That is a big match.
That'd be fun.
Especially given the way that Thatcher could go to Imperium.
Yes.
If history repeats itself.
Austin Theory versus Dexter Lumis. Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Take it or leave it. That could be worth it.
Yeah. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Leon Ruff. These two, I believe, have been very familiar with each other, even on the indies. Joe, you know something about those indies. You could tell me about that.
Evolve, brother.
That's right. And finally, the one thing I want to put out for NXT, scheduled tonight, is the debut of Let Me Talk to You, L.A. Knight. That's right, Joe. Your favorite wrestler's favorite name, L.A. Knight, dummy.
Think how wild a pay-per-view he could have had Sunday. But apparently Jordan Devlin's also coming back to confront Santos Escobar.
That's pretty good. I didn't know that was scheduled for tonight. They teased that
unless
last
one of
week.
those dudes coughed on the other. You know how it works in Mexico.
Yeah, I don't
allegedly.
Yeah, listen, Jordan Devlin is phenomenal. Like, you can check out his work even outside of NXT UK. Like, his stuff in the
Progress
Irish,
is big.
Yeah,
OTT.
Irish Championship Wrestling show up there. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was in Ireland.
It might be OTT.
Oh, it was OTT. Yeah, and you said that. I apologize. No, yeah. It was amazing.
I like that you called it Irish Championship Wrestling.
I didn't know what it was. It was with that former guest of our show.
You're being racist on their day, bud.
Hey, listen.
You might as well have cursed out the New Day last month.
He had a great match with a former guest of our show, one you're proud of, David Starr. Remember that?
100%. I wish we could talk about David Starr still.
Get your
Apparently,
ass
dude
canceled.
gets too aggressive on a date, and we effed up.
Yeah, I know. Dummy. Yeah.
Now, let's get to AEW tonight.
Yes.
This card, I can't get enough of this.
Yeah.
Jurassic Express and Bear Country versus Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the Butcher and the Blade.
It's good
Why?
shit, man. Yeah. And
Kingston and Moxley versus the Good Brothers.
yeah.
Cody versus Penta.
I love this. Let me tell you something real quick about this. One thing I liked
Yeah.
about AEW last week was we set up a lot of new programs. Like Archer kind of teased getting in the face of Sting, and here we got this program tonight. They teased last week Cody and Penta, so I'm excited to see what happens.
Plus, I love the way that Eddie Kingston and Moxley came out of that embarrassing finish.
By the way, I'll tell you a little story real quick.
I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I mean, I think it covered up well enough, and it kept Moxley here a little longer.
I'll tell you a quick.
You kick ass, but yeah, tell that story.
I gotta tell you the story real quick, baby. So there was a preview for this show tonight on some Facebook page, and I guess this has been taped. So somebody found a fucking spoiler, and I don't know what happened. I immediately turned my head, but he was about to comment on Cody and Penta, and I'm like, "You fucking asshole!" Like I turned away quick. I'm like, "How dare you!" Like no news site has reported this, but somehow you got it in your comments. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, next Dynamite, Omega versus Sydal. That's it.
They set that up on AEW Dark River Elevation.
Yeah.
Revolution.
Spoilers are kind of awful in this day and age, especially when it necessitates some like recording ahead.
By the way, back to that point, Omega versus Sydal. Tony Khan made his TV debut on AEW Dark Elevation. We didn't talk about that, but I wasn't really a big fan of that, but that was something that
wasn't that as an authority figure because he has come out on Dark before and he's been shown backstage on Dynamite?
He's been shown backstage. He's never come out verbally and talk unless it was for the
Brody Lee tribute.
Yeah,
okay.
Tribute, yeah. Now on Impact he's all over, but that's Impact.
Yeah. Now we haven't even talked about what's next for MJF. They're apparently going to address that.
Yep.
Jade Cargill in action.
Yep.
And then the lights out main event. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker.
And also, I don't know, did you announce Angelico versus Rey Fénix? That's on the night show too.
Nah, fuck
No,
you.
well,
I didn't even say that.
That's all right. But I'm excited about this Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match, mainly because
long time coming, it feels like.
Yeah, great opportunity putting the woman in the main event on AEW. And you got two talented ones right here. I'm a Thunder Rosa guy. I hope she pulls it off, but I don't know her contract status, so maybe, especially with a face champion, you lean towards Britt Baker, and she's been awesome. But I'm Thunder Rosa all day. But either way, I'm excited both these women get the shot. And by the way, Britt Baker, so improved from last year in the ring wise.
I was going to ask, how wild is it that she came from that concussion and almost tagging the wrong Japanese girl to being like the top heel?
Yeah, she's great. She's absolutely great. And Thunder Rosa is absolutely impressive. And the only thing that might be holding her back right now is her contract status. To me, she's got star written all over her wherever she is. And
she is also on the NWA pay-per-view versus Camille.
I'm excited. Yeah, I did not know that. Yeah. Did you get that pay-per-view? We're going to talk about that off air if you didn't.
KK, brother.
Okay.
Frankly, I hope both these ladies pull it off tonight.
Me too.
And Dave, I usually end every show kind of asking everybody, but tonight it's just you and me.
Yeah.
What is your match of the night?
I think we just talked about it. I'm excited for the opportunity the women are going to get. Rose versus Britt Baker. I'm not going to shut NXT, but they're probably, just because I don't know what to expect from that show, I'm going to say AEW's got my interest tonight. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, but honorable mention to Cody and Penta, because I'm glad Penta's getting a shot.
I'm going to enforce the Jake rule because I got a three-way tie. I've got Ciampa and Thatcher versus Imperium, if it happens. Cody versus Penta.
Yeah. And
my number one match of the night, Kingston and Moxley versus the Good Brothers. I think that's going to show us something.
If you're going to put three, then let me add one more in there. Mil Muertes versus Perel. There.
No, that was almost my fourth, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to make it like five. But guys, join us next week. If everything works right, hopefully we'll do top entrance themes. Yeah. Otherwise, me and Dave will probably just surprise ourselves with 4 more topics. But
you never know, guys.
You know where to find us.
Yeah, 6 o'clock
tomorrow.
Next week.
We got our wrestling podcast that comes out.
Yeah.
We will talk to you later.
All right, later, guys.